to today's stream. It is very cold here. As some of you may know, there is a big winter storm that is hitting most of America right now. And I am unfortunately in part of that pathway. So if I seem a little like down in energy and off, it's because I'm just freezing. But anyway, we are going to be hopping into some scene investigators today. This should be our second to last playthrough. We'll be playing it again on Friday uh for you know for my birthday. I've like completely spaced birthday stream, but yeah, we will be playing today. I think there's one more like case with multiple layers that we have to get to before we can unlock the final level. And then we'll play that final level on Friday. So look forward to that. And then, yeah, I hope you enjoy today's part of Scene Investigators. Excuse me. And if you do, please give this video a like, comment, subscribe, all the things YouTube has you do. And I will see you all here in a second. Alrighty, let's hop into this.
Welcome back.
We have
Which case file would you like to tackle?
the fourth floor. This is the one we'll be doing all today, and then hopefully we unlock this one, and that one will be playing Friday. So there's three. These will probably each take me about an hour. We shall see. So that's like 3 hours. Actually, this one I think won't take me too long because this was the demo map. So I hopefully can, get through that a little bit fast. You know what? Let's start with that one.
Loading scenario.
I don't know if they're all connected. I'm assuming not, considering it let me jump straight to like any of them, whereas the one from last time we had to do scenario 1 first. So, but this was the demo map, so I'm more well versed in it.
Loading complete. Good luck.
Okay. Situation. Let me not skip over it this time like I did last time. There was a gathering of friends for a dinner party over at apartment 402. The celebration came to a halt when a lifeless body collapsed on the floor. By carefully examining the details of the scene, can you piece together what happened at this dinner gathering? Okay. Also, too, between last time we played this and now, I did finally connect my mouse, wired it up to my PC. So hopefully we don't have any more of those lagging situations. Okay. Well, this is laid out much differently from the demo. Okay. Ronnie Grayson. Oh, wait, let's see. What are the... Police found this bottle at the scene of the crime, and it is confirmed that the cause of death was the contents of this bottle. Spazax? Is that how that's pronounced? Severe liver damage may occur if you take more than 4,000 milligrams. That's a lot of Spazax in 24 hours. With other drugs containing and with alcohol, do not take more than 7,000 at any given time. May cause vomiting, internal bleeding, or dizziness. Interesting. Situation. How many people live in this apartment? Who is Jessica's cousin? Okay. Let me pull out my handy dandy tablet for notes so I can at least write the questions down and know what I'm looking for. Um, as far as these go. Um, and these questions are much different than. I think the names are different too, but much different from the whatchamacallit demo, which makes sense. Okay, so we got how many people live here? Who is Jessica's cousin? Who sat in chair number 4? Who was killed? And who is the killer? Okay. And I think that's the last question. Yep. So, at least Ronnie lives here. So, yeah. Residence. No. There we go. I was like, that looks wrong. We got Ronnie at least. Right? Yep. I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. Um, let's see. Why does that 18 look written on? Valentine's Day. An abortion clinic. Why do you have that for, sir? And an attorney. Ooh. Is that? I don't know what that is. Okay. Um. Some nicotine patches. Kitchen. Hmm. Okay. Hold on. Let me. There we go. Okay. April Fool's Day, Easter Monday. Hmm. Jessica. So I'm assuming Jessica is another resident in this. Interesting. So someone was gone on a trip. Well, Ronnie. So Jessica was. Okay, hold on. Romantic getaway. Um. Hmm. Who was he going on a romantic dinner with when Jessica was gone? And he had a thing for an abortion clinic. Something ain't right here. Okay, Jessica Grayson. Dear Jessica, it's been a month since you came to visit me. Remember what we talked about? I think it's time you ended things with him. You've endured for too long and need to move on. Trouble in paradise, it seems. Why is that stored under? Ooh, I like that. Interesting. Okay. It's that time of year again. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jess. Thank you for all the support while I was in AA. Ronnie is a lucky man to have you. I hope you have a great year, Victor. The most beautiful woman in the world. Okay. Seat 5 is untouched. There's a lipstick stain on this one. I'm assuming Victor sat in seat 1. beef stew. Reminder, my cousin cannot drink anything with alcohol. Serve him something else instead. James is left-handed. Okay. So I'm going to assume Victor, who, sent the thing about the AA meeting or AA stuff, is Jessica's cousin. So Victor. Which means Victor sat in one. James is left-handed. Victor, James, and Carol are the guests. Let me see. Seat 5 would have been James. Let me, hold on. Arrangements. 2, 3, 4. Right. So 1 is Victor. Well, it helps if I spell right. And then 5 is James. Three is gonna be the one who died. Yeah, okay. Is it just the two that live in... I'm gonna assume 3 is Jessica. So Jessica's the one who died. Now it's a matter of who... Oh, and how many people... Words, English. 2 people live here. So who was sitting in 2 and who was sitting in 4? Hi, thank you for the follow. I'm good. How are you? Okay, let me see. Oh, thanks. Okay. Well, why is this wine glass on the left? I've been streaming for a bit over a year now. September will be 2 years. Okay. James is the only left-handed person, so who else would have their... I think... No, it is it is not. I think maybe... Who was the other person? Carol. I think Carol was sitting in 2 and Jane... Or not James, Ronnie in 4. I will say in the like nearly 2 years, there was a period of time in that first year that I did take a short break and because it was hard to be consistent and I was also in grad school. But yeah. This is I love this game so much. This is like the third, I want to say, case that we've done in this game. And this one, it covers the whole fourth floor of this apartment building. So this is just one of the apartments. Ronnie and I think Carol. I definitely would, yes. If you are a fan of escape rooms, true crime, and detective type games, this I definitely would recommend. I am going to I feel like I feel like I'm missing something. um Thanks. I designed it all myself. Uh, it's the 24th. The sun model I also designed. Mhm. Is that literally everything? I think so. Does doesn't say whose this is. Hey, I'm gonna take a shot. Okay, let me think. We found all the clues. Oh, really? That's cool. Okay. So Ronnie had some sort of dinner date when Jessica was out of town. So he's definitely cheating. And it was listed on like one of the most romantic getaways, quote unquote. And he had a card to an abortion clinic in his wallet. But would he kill his own wife? I don't think so. I didn't add rigging because I wanted to keep it simple for my stream. I like just being the little PNG. I think, you know, VTubing is cool and all, and I definitely was inspired by VTubers, but I like the simplicity of just being a little sun in the corner with no extra movement. I used to have a rocking animation for it, but when it came to like editing for like clips and stuff like that, it made it kind of hard. So yeah, I've always been a big fan of sun and moon like themes and symbolism and stuff like that. So I wanted my stream space to be more of a sunny environment and like calm vibes. So that's why I went with the sun. Um, okay. Do we think though he was cheating with Carol is the question. The sun definitely is goaded. uh hmm. Okay. I think I'm ready to answer the questions. I'm like having to remember what buttons do. Okay. There are two people that live in this apartment. Victor is Jessica's cousin. What did I say something? Ronnie, I think, who was killed. Jessica. Well, that's very sweet of you to offer, but I'm okay with what I got. Thank you, though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with those answers. And then if we got anything wrong, we'll just go back in. Oh, period. Got it all. I think this is the first time I've got them all on the first try. Uh, love that for me. Okay. Let's see.
Which case file would you like to tackle?
Let's go with 4-1
Loading
now.
scenario.
Oop, oop, messing up my notes. Oh, that's how that works. Okay. Yeah, I have all of those. This is what apartment
Loading complete. Good luck.
401. Okay. Situation: late in the evening, a family home was broken into. The neighbor residing next door reported hearing multiple gunshots and dialed 911 to inform the authorities. What was left was a gruesome scene. By carefully examining the details of the scene, can you piece together what happened? I love how it starts us right back in the elevator. Okay. Don't know what happened there with the mouse controls. Okay. What is going on? Oh, they have a newborn, or at least a baby. That's scary. Okay. Um, hold on. How did my audio settings jump right back up? Did that save that? Yeah. I don't know what happened. Okay. Anyway. Um, oh, wait. What are the questions? Who broke into the apartment? I'm assuming that means that whoever broke in was somebody they may have known. That's scary. Who was present? Oh, this is multiple. Okay, so who was present during break-in? Who was killed? And who is the killer? Okay. Brenda Sherman is at least one of the residents. Yep. It's Brenda Sherman. Is this the only thing we have? Yeah. What is the highlight for? Those are mitts. Um, Other than drinking a bit more than usual, nothing noteworthy for today. Not just singing her lullaby. She is super cute when she sleeps while clinging to her blankie. She drank the same amount as usual, however, she. Oh, okay, so Sarah is the little girl's name. Either woman 9.5 or wide 9.5. Um, okay. Camp Sunshine. From consent and liability. Okay, so Greta is their other or another child. German. I wonder if Lori lives here. No, but maybe. Okay. I was gonna say this step stool here kind of gives me the impression that a child, like an older child, may also live here. What is that? Oh, strawberries, I guess. Baby monitor receiver. Candy bar. Oh, she's a nurse. Okay. Any of these standing out? Nope. Okay. Oh, someone broke in through the window. Saying nothing else to give us who this may belong to. Do we think it may have been like a dad or something? Sarah's birth certificate. Clyde Peterson. Okay, let's make note of that. Peter's son, Sarah's father. And this is Greta's. Okay, so both of their dad. The children's father. So her name is Peterson. Wait, was Sarah's also Peterson? Yes. Ew, that's never. Camp Sunshine. Uh, June 17th. I did really well in all my tests. I studied really hard. I still have 2 more tests to go, but I wanted to show mommy and daddy. Maybe they will become happy if they see how smart I am. But mommy was angry and said daddy wasn't coming home anymore. Did daddy get a timeout? Oh, so these two definitely split. I miss daddy. Sometimes I smell his favorite bottle. Just to remind myself what he used to smell like. Mommy got so upset when she saw the bottle, she made me throw them away. I secretly kept one. Sounds like daddy was an alcoholic. And that's why they split. Okay. Mommy is so busy, I don't really like having babysitters. If only daddy and mommy could make up, but it is too late. Mommy and daddy are liars. They told me I always need to make up with my friends when we fight. They told me to forgive Sarah whenever she takes and breaks my stuff, but they don't make up even though they aren't together anymore. I still hear them fighting over the phone sometimes. Mommy says she is going to keep daddy away from us. Daddy says he is going to rescue us from mommy. Why can't they just stay together? So it definitely was the dad to break in, I'm sure. So, what was his name? Clyde. Clyde Peterson. And that's the end of her. Hmm. Ooh, and she had a restraining order. Definitely was Clyde. Let me use the read function that they give us instead of trying to zoom in. Oh, okay. Hey, you did all you could. Oh, these are not in order. Anyway, there was nothing more you could have done. Personally, I'm glad it's all over. I don't care if he stays in jail or not. He can rot in there for all I care. I feel like you need time to heal and move on. If you need to talk or need help with the kids, you know how to reach me. I'm assuming that's her sister. Hi, Miss Peterson. Unfortunately, I won't be able to help you this month as I will be out of town for most of July. However, I do have a friend who I think would be perfect for the job. She has a good track record and I can personally vouch for her. Her number is 212-888-2853. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Hello, Miss Peterson. We received your request to change your address and name. We have processed the change to your address. Uh, the updated address will show on your next bank statement. However, in order to properly have your name changed, we will have to ask you to stop by a local branch with a legal government issued ID. Apologies for any inconveniences and thank you for choosing New York Mutual Bank. Hi, Brenda. Unfortunately, your schedule changed slightly with the care center being understaffed at the moment. We'll have to ask you to come on Wednesday and Thursday. The hours will still remain your standard 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Okay. And this is what time was it? 11:35 at night? I'm assuming because it's still night out. Uh, she did call. Um, Lillian Choi is the friend that was vouched for. And then Stacy. Who else was called? 555-0129. Um, where is the other casing? That's the one I picked up earlier. Wait, I kind of. Wait. Nope, that's a pencil. 0129. Not listed here. that's a makeup thing, I thought. Mm. Oh, the bottle that she held on to. What is this? What am I? Hold on. What is being clicked on? Is this broken? Wait. Because I get something there and then it doesn't actually. Can I open this? That's weird. Hold on. Um, I'll have to come back and see if I can't figure out what that is. July 14th through the 21st. Oh, so that's okay. So Greta isn't here. We know at least Sarah and I think Brenda maybe, because the time is that of like after her shift. What is it, a Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm assuming... So Clyde snuck in. That got knocked over, though. Because of the baby monitor, Brenda would have heard it. And his footsteps immediately go this way. And then we got stuff scattered about. Maybe he was rummaging through trying to find something. Um, that's a 9mm. Oh, both of them are 9mm. Well, shoot. Um, is rummaging around for something. And maybe while he was doing that, Brenda snuck in and got the gun. I'm trying to figure out why did... That's got to be a broken situation going on there. Um, yeah, I think this is definitely his wallet. He was checking different apartments. Okay. Let's see again what these questions are. Was it only Sarah, or not Sarah, Brenda and Sarah? I was right in saying Sarah. Sarah, though. I think Brenda killed Clyde, to be quite honest with you. Like, he broke in and she heard it, and that's where my logic is going. So, Clyde Peterson, Brenda Sherman, Sarah Peterson. Because Greta was at the camp. I think Clyde was killed and Brenda did it in self defense. I think that's all. We shall see. Oh, I got 3 of the 4. Who am I missing?
Which key smile would you like to tackle?
Well, I gotta come back to this one.
Scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
Hmm. She called her sister. But I don't think her sister was present. Do we think they're gonna include Clyde in this because he was, the one who broke in? So they were all technically present. Let's see if that works. Wow. I'm weak. How are you gonna include the culprit in the list? But okay, we got it.
Which key smile would you like to tackle?
Okay, we're on to apartment 403. But before we start with that one, I'm going to take a uh quick break to run to the bathroom and grab some things. So I will be right back. And we're back. I just stubbed my toe trying to
Loading
get into my
scenario.
chair. That was not fun. Okay. These have honestly gone by a lot faster than I anticipated.
Loading complete. Good luck.
Okay. A group of teenagers were brought in for questioning regarding a murder that took place at a party held at apartment 403. Some of their stories did not match up and no one has admitted to anything. By carefully examining the details of the scene and reading their statements, can you piece together what happened at this party? We'll try. Back in the elevator. Um, okay. Let's zoom all the way down here. Ooh, someone's got asthma, allergies. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Carter, welcome to Noble's 2003 summer school. Your student schedule for the Nobles Public High School summer academic program can be found in your NPS portal account. The schedule includes the course number, name, and teacher assignment. Once students have picked up their summer school package and submitted their summer pass form with school security, they will be ready to start. This program offers students the option of earning credits and beginning the school year in line to graduate with their class. Enclosed are a summer school course list and a registration form student contract that should be read and signed by the student and parent or guardian. Okay. A drumstick, a racket, and that just takes me back to here. Jack, Brian, Grace. And this doesn't have a name. Lisa. Um, Partygoers. Lisa. Grace. Jack. And Brian. Oh, what are the questions? Oh, and then Andrew and Chris. Did Brian die? I'm assuming Brian. Okay, so who died? Who was the second last to arrive? Who is the owner of the blue sports bag? And then who was the killer? Okay. Eric, Andrew, and then Christy was one of the other testimony or you know interviews. They were gaming. Oh, spare keys. Okay. No reason for me to really. Um, Club photo day, practice exams, final tennis club, club preparation day, last day of school. Need a new cabin. I think you'd be a good fit. What do you think? Okay. Oh, dang. She was assaulted? Interesting. Okay. Group chats. Mm. Mm. Whose room is this? It's a girl's, but whose? Oh, the door. Oh, it's an asthma kit. That's what that was. I'm going to assume. Christy was also here. Considering we don't have an interview from Brian, I am going to assume that that's who died. Let me. Oh, yep. On May 26, 2003, a student reported that Brian Olsen had sexually assaulted her. These are serious allegations, so the school contacted law enforcement and the investigation will be conducted. We ask that all parties involved keep this to themselves until the investigation has concluded. The parent of both parties have been notified. Um, I'm assuming the sports bag because of the drum kit or the drumsticks and the tennis, and then they said too in the emails. I don't know who's. Um. Yep, tennis too. So Brian Olsen and one of these people are his, where it's his sister, I'm sure. Chrissy Carter. Okay, so Lisa is who is his sister. Oh dang, they shot him? I mean, if we figure out who uh I bet you it was Christie's sister or brother. A brother of Christie's. Okay. Um, Brian, Eric, Andrew, and Jack were all in a band together. Jack being the youngest. Oh, so Grace and Brian were together. Interesting. Interesting. Um, so he sent that to Grace, who, okay. Interesting. Okay, and now I guess all we have is the testimonies to read through. Okay. Let's see. Miss Carter, can you please answer my question? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question again? Hold on. Here we go. Oh, well, it tells us there that he died. Are you sure is a crazy way to ask that? Because what do you mean, are you sure? You say that like you anticipated him to die. Anyway, okay. Did you see Brian on the 31st of May? No. Did you have any physical contact with him at all during this week? No. When was the last time you met or spoke with Brian? Maybe a week or a half ago? Are you aware that Mr. Brian Olson is dead? What? Are you sure? Again, he was killed last night in his apartment. Where were you on the night of the 31st of May? She says she was at home. To be fair, we did not see a part like a cup with her name on it, so I believe it. Okay. Jack, you're also in the band? Yes, play the bass. I also play guitar, but I usually end up playing the bass. So, how would you describe your relationship with Brian? Brian, honestly, he's more of Eric's friend than mine. Eric and I have known each other since elementary and have been tight since. Eric introduced me to Brian in high school and we started playing together. Can you go over your accounts of the incident? I was working for most of the day. I eventually left and I headed to Brian's place. I bumped into Grace at the lobby and we both went up together. What time did you arrive? Maybe around 6:45? Do you recall seeing anyone right before entering the apartment? No, I mean, other than the guy at the front desk. All of us had something to drink, so some things might be unclear. I do remember Grace was being pretty obnoxious the whole night. After I finished my drink, I left the apartment. Why did you leave? As I mentioned to the other officer, Brian was smoking heavily and I can't stand the smell of it. Where did you go? I went back home. Was anybody with you at the time? Anybody who could corroborate your story? No, not even the man at the front desk. Look, this is getting annoying. I didn't do anything wrong. You got nothing on me. Just let me go. Okay. Little suspicious, but sure, whatever. I think Jack maybe was the second last to arrive, and then Grace came up with him. Yes, I am one of the tenants of the apartment. How close are you with your brother? Close enough. I mean, we don't talk about deep things or anything. He mostly keeps to himself. Are you aware of the allegations towards him? Huh? What allegation? It's funny she acts clueless, but according to the emails, she was aware. Or the messages. Okay, let's change the subject. Or the topic. Out of all the attendees, has any of them shown any violent behavior or tendencies? Violent? Not really. Well, actually, Andrew has been suspended a few times for getting into fights. Can you recall the last time he got into a fight? Last week, actually. He and the other guy were fighting over a girl. Wait, you guys don't actually think he did it, right? Do you usually... Hold on, I lost my place. Scrolling down. Do you usually lock the door for your room? Yes, like to keep my room private. Brian sometimes has friends over, so I lock it anytime I have to head out. But you said you lost your key. I was coming back from a friend's house and I must have accidentally left it there. What time did you leave your friend's house? Around 6:30 p.m. So how did you get into the apartment? Well, it was already open. Most of them were already inside. Brian must have let them in. What time did you arrive? Around 7. Do you keep a spare key? Yes, we have a spare on the kitchen wall, but it went missing. Someone must have taken it. Can you recall exactly when you noticed the spare key went missing? I checked as soon as I came back, but it was already gone. So how did you get into your room? Brian used his key set to let me in. Do you often have parties at your apartment? Yes, mostly for special occasions, but sometimes just to hang out on the weekend. Is there often alcohol involved? Yes. Andrew usually buys the drinks for us. Could you repeat what you told us? I was asleep. I woke up. It was dark. I went to the restroom and that's when I saw him lying there in his room. I didn't know what to do. And what happened? I panicked and screamed. Moments later, Andrew came running by, gave me a panic attack. Do you have any suspicions as to who his murderer could be? I don't know. I don't understand how this could happen. We are all really good friends. Can you please account when you and the others arrived at the apartment? Well, I arrived at the apartment around the same time as Lisa, and everybody was already there, so I don't know when the others arrived. What happened after? I don't know, man. I thought you have all the answers. It's after midnight. I'm tired as hell. I gotta go soon. What happened after? I was in the toilet puking for quite a bit, and then I woke up Eric. And where was Jack during this time? I don't know. None of us saw him for the rest of the night. You were the one who brought the drinks to the party, correct? Yes. You're not old enough to drink. How did you purchase them? Did you contaminate the drinks in any capacity? Well, of course I didn't contaminate the drinks. You do know that underage drinking or purchase of alcohol is a misdemeanor. Really, that's all you got? I thought you guys are trying to solve a murder. Get serious. This is a complete waste of time. None of my friends did what you're suggesting. I think Andrew was then the second to last to arrive. If Lisa came after. Can you elaborate more on your relationship with Brian? I already told you. He and I have been dating for about a year and things were going well. Can you please tell me your accounts of the evening? Look, Christy is 100% guilty here. Wow, she immediately goes for her. That's crazy. That lying bitch has been trying to get in between Brian and I ever since we got together. She can't stomach that he chose me and not her. I'm telling you, that girl is batshit psycho. Please calm down, Miss Burns. Don't tell me to calm down. That girl should be behind bars. Please just answer the question. I feel this, officer. Fine. I arrived at the apartment same time as Jack. We got out of the elevator just in time to see Christy leave the apartment and run off. Why the hell was she even there? Does she not even... Miss Burns, please focus. Are you sure you saw Miss Carter leave the apartment? Oh, 100%. She's the only girl in this world that has dyed green hair and braids her hair like that. Please continue. After Andrew came with the drinks, we all started to play a drinking game. This went on for most of the night, and I eventually knocked out. Can you recall if anybody passed out before you did? I'm sorry, I can't. I completely blacked out. I guess I must have drank a bit too much because the cops already arrived by the time I woke up. Okay, well, if she left by the time y'all arrived and Brian was alive, and it wasn't her. So... Okay. Can you please account when you and the others arrived at the apartment? I know I was the fourth to arrive. Brian, Grace, and Jack were already there. I must have missed something because Grace's attitude was off the entire time. Maybe Grace and Brian had a fight. I have no idea. I was super glad when Lisa arrived. She always livens the move. I think Andrew was the last to come. He's always late for everything. Okay, so it was actually Lisa. I'm like, it was either Lisa or Andrew. Were you drinking that night? We all were. Grace usually doesn't drink that much, but that night she was chugging as if there was no tomorrow. Anything to note of that night? I'm not sure how drunk I was, but I do remember Jack and Brian were arguing up for a bit. Things got pretty heated, but Brian eventually got up and locked himself in his room. You were the one who called 911, correct? Yes. It says here on the report that you discovered the body and called law enforcement after 2 hours. Why did it take you so long for you to call law enforcement? Um, because Andrew was completely against it. And why was he against calling the authorities? Something about underage drinking and him getting in more trouble than the rest of us. I see. Look, I know he's a little dumb at times, but trust me, he didn't do this. And then the mic stopped working. What part of I don't remember much do you not understand? Please calm down. We just want to clarify certain details. Please tell us again. Like I said, I was drinking heavily that night. I must have passed out because the next moment I remember was Andrew waking me up by pouring water on my face. Lisa tells me that you had a pretty big argument with Brian last week. Want to tell me about that? Seriously, you guys are reaching. He was on my case about interrupting rehearsals with my mistakes. I've been busy recently, so I haven't had much time to practice. But come on, there's no way I'll kill him over something like that. I have my pride as a musician. I was gonna show him up with my performance. Who is Christie's? Maybe it's Jack because he's like the youngest of the band members. Maybe he's like a year behind them all. and him and Christy were kind of sketchy. Uh, and this seems to be his bag. He's the youngest, so maybe he's still in school and he wants to graduate with his friends. So he's doing summer school. Um, and that letter about it says Mr. and Mrs. Carter, which means that's his parents. And then Christy and Jack was there pretty early and then left. And I'm sure he knows about. And he says he's not really friends with Brian. Brian, who is Lisa? And Lisa said the spirit keys are already gone. I think it was Jack. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so it was Jack. Whose bag is it?
Loading scenario. Loading complete. Good luck.
What did I miss from this bag? Oh, shoot. Hey, I know we're becoming better friends than we have been. I just feel like I owe it to myself to get this out. Christy, I do have feelings for you, and I'm really nervous to tell you this. And by this, I'm not asking you to return these feelings, nor am I asking you to be anything more than you have been to. How's this not Brian's? I'm so confused. Mm. Mm. Okay, so the bag's not Brian's, but whoever owns the bag definitely is into Chrissy and was probably the one walking her here. And this is Andrew because he brought the drinks. So Andrew has, is it Andrews? He's got feelings for Chrissy. Was trying to walk her home. No, literally. I'm like sitting here trying to wrap my head around what's going on. Okay. I'm like, I think it's Andrew's bag. Andrew has a crush on Chrissy. Chrissy was assaulted, claims to be assaulted, allegedly. We're just going to put allegedly there. Granted, there's no legal troubles here. But Chrissy was assaulted by Brian. Brian is with Grace. Jack is Chrissy's sister and killed Brian for assaulting her. Or Jack is Chrissy's brother, killed Brian for assaulting Christy. Also, too, Lisa's reaction to like who was it? Whoever Cassandra is. Like saying or not whoever Lillian is, like her going, you're overreacting, or like is giving like she's got I don't this is just a mess. This is definitely high school teenage drama. But man, I think it's Andrew's bag though. And then that's why the rackets look new because he just joined. The drumsticks is what's confusing me because I thought um oh, I read this all sorts of wrong. So Jester, okay, you can't just bail. I'm really sorry something came up. We can't practice without a drummer. You're the one who knows how to play drums. Got it. But he has drumsticks here. I tried to jump on the bed. That's not something that can be done. Um, I don't know how I missed that. Okay. So this, yeah, definitely Andrew's bag. Um, that's so misleading because I'm pretty sure those look just like the drumsticks here. Unless he just carries around an extra pair? Anyway, okay. We figured it out. Andrew. Yeah. So it was Andrew, and then Jack was the killer. We're done with the case. Okay. So here's each case now. We'll read through each case file. That was a lot. I needed to drink water. Need to hydrate. Ah, was not closing. There we go. Um, let me see. Okay. October 12th of 2003, medical report for Brenda Peterson. I am writing to provide a medical update on Brenda Peterson, a patient who presented herself at our clinic earlier today. Miss Peterson's face exhibited severe bruising and significant damage, indicating a traumatic incident. Notably, this marks the second time she has sought medical attention for similar injuries within the past month. During her previous visit, it was reported that Miss Peterson had fallen down the stairs, but the nature and extent of her injuries on both occasions raised concern about the consistency of these explanations. Upon examination, it became evident that Miss Peterson required immediate attention to manage the pain and discomfort resulting from her injuries. Consequently, we have prescribed a stronger dose of painkillers to provide more effective relief. Given the pattern observed in her medical history, it is imperative to consider alternative explanations for her injuries and to ensure that appropriate measures are taken to address any potential risks to her well being. In light of these concerns, we strongly recommend a comprehensive assessment of Ms. Peterson's situation involving collaboration with relevant agencies such as social services and law enforcement. This approach aims to ensure her safety, address any potential underlying issues contributing to her injuries, and prevent further harm. Please feel free to contact our office if you have any additional questions or if further discussion on Miss Peterson's case is necessary. So he was an abusive drunk, is what I'm gathering. Okay. Carol's diary. Today was an unexpected turn of events. I met Ronnie for the first time at the coffee shop where I work. His warm smile and the way his eyes lit up when he ordered his usual black coffee caught me off guard. We chatted briefly and I couldn't help but feel a spark. Oh, yeah, because Carol was who he was cheating on Jessica with. Ronnie took me out for the first time tonight. We went to this cozy little bistro downtown. The conversation flowed effortlessly, and I found myself getting lost in his stories. He has this magnetic charm that's hard to resist. It felt like the world disappeared and it was just the two of us. Um, Ronnie and I went on another day and I was pleasantly surprised by how well it went. We went to this cute little Italian restaurant that he had discovered and the food was amazing. As we talked, I found myself more and more drawn to him. His personality and humor made me feel at ease and we were able to have genuine conversations about our interests and life experiences. It's been a long time since I felt such a strong connection with someone. I'm excited to see where this could lead, but I also know that it's important to take things slow and enjoy the moments we share. For now, I'm just looking forward to getting to know Ronnie even more. This cheating son of a. Ooh. Anyway, Ronnie is Ronnie is married. Yep. I stumbled upon his wedding ring accidentally and my heart sank. How did I not see this coming? The guilt is eating me at me, but at the same time I can't ignore the feelings that have developed. What have I gotten myself into? And so you resort to killing his wife. That's crazy to me. Okay, Ronnie confided in me today that the problems in his marriage. He shared the struggles and the growing distance between him and his spouse. I find myself torn between sympathy and guilt. I never intended to be entangled in someone else's marital issues. I'm left questioning the path I've chosen. Girl, if it was me, the second I learned that the man I was seeing is actually married to somebody else, I'm leaving. I'm dipping. Because like this is no. I'm like, am I a joke to you for real? Like, bye. Anyway, Ronnie dropped a bombshell on me today. He's contemplating getting a divorce. My emotions are all over the place. Part of me is hopeful, but another part is filled with uncertainty. Can he really leave his marriage for me? Is that just wishful thinking? Yes, it is. I need to tread carefully. I just found out I'm pregnant. Yep. And he wanted you to get an abortion and you didn't want to, and you wanted to be with him, so you killed his wife. This is crazy. The stories they come up for these like investigations though, crazy, but like, you know, they kind of eat the drama. They're fictional, but you know. Okay, Skyline News front page. City in shock. Promising teenager's life cut short in party shooting incident. What began as a bond forged in the hallways and classrooms has ended in heartbreak and sorrow. Authorities are still investigating the incident, but it has been reported. No, literally same. I'm like, this is insane. But also, like, it's very, like, these are very real scenarios that could happen. But at the same time, it's like, they're just so wild. And it's like, what the, like, especially this case in apartment 403, like the high school drama of it all. Godly. I do not miss high school. Where was I at? And it made front page news. Like, that's crazy. Um where was I at? Authorities are still investigating the incident, but it has been reported that allegations against Mr. Olson may have been exaggerated. As the story continues to unfold, the question of misguided information and its implications is brought to the forefront. As we grapple with the harsh reality of the situation, it becomes paramount for us to reflect on the moral implications of sharing false information. That's the crazy part to me too, is like the supposed false allegations, like on Chrissy's part. Like, did Chrissy anticipate like her brother? I have so many questions. How did he get a gun? Like, and sneak it in there and like shoot him and nobody else. Like, I don't care how much you're drinking, even if you're blackout drunk. How do you not hear that in that small little apartment? There's so much, so many questions. The moral of this story, of these cases, are all messy relationships. We got Brenda and Clyde, and their like messy divorce because of his alcoholic abuse and just physical abuse that resulted in him dying because he broke into his ex-wife's apartment. Then we have the scandal of an affair that led to the mistress killing the wife, and then this whole situation. Relationships can be messy, is the moral of this whole stream. Okay. This heartbreaking incident serves as a somber reminder that the choices we make, the words we utter, and the information we share can carry profound consequences. It is our collective responsibility to exercise caution, empathy, and integrity in our interactions, understanding that the power of our words can either build bridges or lead to irreparable damage. I wrote a whole paper on like the power of words and communications and such like that in my master's program. I don't remember where that's at and what all was said, but I know it's somewhere and I did well on it. In the face of this tragedy, let us take a moment to mourn the loss of a young man, and may this be a reminder to reflect on the importance of honesty, compassion, and the profound impact our actions can have on the lives of those around us. May we strive for a world where trust is upheld and where the weight of truth prevails over the darkness that falsehood can cast upon us all. What a question it hit us with at the end. Definitely letting Brenda go. That was self defense. And she was apartment 401. All right, now we get the actual case file reports. I need a moment to collect my like vocal cords because that was a lot of reading. Just the bonus content we got there. So, whew, let me drink some more water. I also had like a little, not technically a charcuterie board, but meats and crackers because I didn't want cheese. It was a gift for my job. I think I talked about it last stream. And the sausage is low key fire with some saltine crackers. However, I have not actually been snacking on it. But I'm like I can smell the meat in my like vicinity. Okay. Whew. Also, can I say because I just looked and saw that they're no longer in chat. I felt like I was speaking of investigations and interrogations. I felt like I was being interrogated earlier. Like I don't mind questions. I very much appreciate answering things, and if you're curious about it, like more than willing to answer questions. But I also could tell from the vibes where it was headed, and I really got to start utilizing my command more for that. But it is what it is. Anyway, okay. The case file report for apartment 401 break in. At approximately 11 p.m. on July 16th, 2004, Clyde Peterson broke into an apartment. The apartment is currently being rented by his ex wife, Brenda Peterson, now known as Brenda Sherman. The noise that Clyde made when he knocked over the planter woke up the sleeping baby. The baby's crying alerted Brenda, who was resting on a couch in the living room. The intruder tried to calm the baby before making his way into the next room. Brenda, hearing everything from the baby monitor, observed the intruder heading into her study room. She then quietly made her way to her safe inside her closet to retrieve her gun. Armed, she then confronted the intruder who was desperately searching for something inside her study room. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, observe the intruder heading into her study room. Okay. That's what I thought. I was like, what the heck? how'd she go from the study room to the closet? No, she watched him walk in there and then she went and got the gun from her safe. Okay. Armed, she then confronted the intruder who was desperately searching for something inside her study room. Upon opening the door to her study, she recognized the intruder, her ex husband Clyde. While aiming her gun toward Clyde, she moved closer to her landline at her desk and tried to dial 911. Oh, that is right. We did see like 911 typed on the thing. Before she could finish, Clyde pulled out his own gun. A startled Brenda then fired a bullet at Clyde. He accidentally fired one shot, which hit the side of a shelf before he fell. Still alive, he tried to crawl away. Brenda walked up to Clyde and shot him in the head, and killed him. Dang. Well, okay. Um, the dinner party. On April 24th, 2002, at approximately 7 p.m., Jessica and her husband Ronnie hosted a small dinner gathering celebrating Jessica's birthday. Carol, Victor, and James were the guests. However, James didn't end up showing up. Unbeknownst to the rest, Ronnie had an affair with Carol. I want to know how, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, why did Carol get invited to this party? How, like, who invited her? It was for Jessica's birthday. Does Jessica know her? Like, based on Carol's diary, like, they met while she was working at a cafe. So did Ronnie invite his mistress to his wife's birthday? That's crazy. Wait a second. Wait a diggity dog second. Because that can't be, that can't be right. Right? Anyway, in the demo, it is like that case, again, the names are different. That case, it's like stated to us through clues that like the guest who doesn't end up showing up and the murderer are together. Like they're another couple that are friends with, you know, the birthday girl and her cheating husband. And so like it's a double affair situation. But here it's not that, and I'm like, I'm confused. So why is Carol there? Carol ended up being pregnant with Ronnie's child. Ronnie started having second thoughts about the affair and intended to have the baby aborted. Carol, fearful for losing Ronnie, decided to take action against the other person in the equation, Jessica. During the gathering, Carol had brought a dose of lethal medication. She poisoned her cup, and when no one was looking, she switched her cup with Jessica's. Jessica drank the lethal medication and succumbed to the poison. Yeah. I was like, she's not left handed, but her glass is on the left side. I just peeped further into this, and God, this truly is like a messy situation. Okay. On May 31st, 2003, at approximately 7 p.m., six friends, Andrew, Brian, Eric, Grace, Jack, and Lisa, had gathered at an apartment to celebrate their graduation from high school. Brian and Lisa, brother and sister, are the current tenants of the apartment. Brian is currently dating Grace, and Jack has an older sister named Christy who has feelings for Brian. Prior to the events of June 1st, Brian had a false yet damning allegations thrown towards him. In a fit of jealousy and to stir up drama, Christy alleged that Brian had sexually assaulted her on school grounds. This allegation caused Brian to be suspended from the school while the faculty and authorities investigated the matter. Unaware of the allegations being false, Jack plotted to take matters into his own hands. For the day of the celebration, Brian had arrived at the apartment first. Christy stopped by the apartment before anyone else arrived to talk to Brian privately. Christy eventually left, and soon after everyone else arrived, Grace and Brian had an argument which prompted Brian to retreat to his room. Brian had opened a pack of cigarettes and smoked a few. Jack had left the apartment due to being sensitive to smoking. Jack had returned to find everybody wasted and knocked out. Jack took the opportunity to confront Brian, who was still in his room at the time. After a brief confrontation, Jack shot Brian. Stunned at what he had just done, Jack ran out of the apartment. Yeah, that's wow.
Congratulations. You are now an official licensed investigator.
Hey,
However,
period. Um, I will say that it was a little hard. There were times where I struggled and I had to do it multiple times.
now that it's over, how do you feel?
I'd love to solve more, honestly.
Welcome to the agency. We'll see you on Monday.
We'll actually see you on Friday, but thank you. A we're getting the credits, but I know there is one more map. Because when I looked it up, it said 5. And we saw that box where it was like kind of hidden. But we'll let the credits roll. Give the people their flowers that worked on this game, this lovely game, that I would highly recommend. Question for the viewers, whether you're in Twitch chat or you're watching on YouTube, what was your favorite case that we did? And favorite don't even really got to be like the word. Like, which one had you like shook the most? I think personally, the case from the last game or the last stream that we did of this, the missing files, that one went crazy. Like the bloodbath one was kind of crazy too, I'm not gonna lie. I still feel bad. Poor Harry. He was actually of sound mind, and I didn't put the blame on him when it was actually the schizophrenic cat or cop. Words, English, hello. But yeah, no, that missing case file was wild. Especially because it spanned years. Like, we started with what was her name? Hazel. Being young. And then her eventually getting wrapped up in pretty much sex trafficking. That's what it was. And she like was pretty much the head girl who had a child by the man running I just saw Boo the miniature giant space hamster of the names, and it threw me for a loop for a second. But no, having a kid too with the like head honcho is kind of crazy too. And then he wanted to get her involved in it. Oh my god, I like. But then her like potential stepdad like never giving up on it despite like her mom having committed after losing her kids. Like, godly. That one I think really rattled me. These ones were just messy all around. They all were some messy, messy situations, messy relationships.
You have a new case file waiting.
Yep. I just want to see what it's called.
Welcome back. Which case file would you like to tackle?
Um, if you want it to be captured in the VOD, yeah. Okay, so the Hughes Manor feud. Um, is the next one. We'll play that on Friday. Already, that's been seen investigators. Again, we will be playing the last map on Friday, so it's not the end of our playthrough, but it is the end for this here stream. Let me switch screens here, so that we can wrap up the stream. We did start a little bit later today, but honestly, we're starting around or we're ending around the same time we normally would, if not a little bit later. But that was fun. That was so messy. Like genuinely, it's it rattles me how like real these cases feel. Yet so I don't know. Anyway, um but yeah, no. I have been enjoying this game. I'm going to be so sad once we finish it, but you know, it's been fun. It's been great. I hope you've all enjoyed it just as much as I have. And yeah, well, that'll be it for stream. Thank you all so much for watching and being here. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day, night, evening, whatever time of day it is for you. And I will see you all next time. Bye.